major is business management.
So I'm a mechanical engineer.
I am elementary education.
So I'm a double major, environmental natural resource and environmental system science.
I'm a kinesiology major.
I'm a third-year nursing student.
My major is business.
So my major is sociology.
I'm majoring in mechanical engineering.
I just declared for business management 2 days ago.
And I was a mechanical engineering student while I was an athlete here at the University of Wyoming.
So I actually started off as a kinesiology major. That's what I came in. I thought I was really interested in that, but I just decided I didn't really like that and decided to switch to history and education.
At times it has been really tough, but it's always been manageable. It's always been doable.
Actually, I've been really lucky. My major has worked really well with my sport.
The first 3 years it was very, very easy to manage. Just basic classes. They offer classes at all times during the day, so working that around basketball was really, really easy.
So it can be difficult managing mechanical engineering and golf because so much time has to be put into both to be good at both. But it showed me that I can handle more than I thought I ever could. It's been a huge benefit doing two hard things at the same time.
I think that driven or ambitious students will find ways to push themselves in every aspect of their life, regardless of whether that's athletics or academic. Generally, that happens both ways.
Academics are very important for me. I think especially in a sport where it won't necessarily be able to be my livelihood.
If you don't do well in that, then you're not going to be able to do what you love.
When I'm like, oh, I just want to relax today. I had a hard practice. I don't feel like doing it. You can't have that mentality. When you are a student athlete, you have to have a very driven, motivated self to be able to get your work done.
Oh, it's very important. I mean, I take my school very seriously, and the College of Business is a difficult school. You can't kind of coast your way through. You got to be able to put in the time and the work to succeed in it. So you have to make sure you set aside enough time for your academics so you can get all that done.
Also on competition days and things like that, I mean, I wouldn't stay up late before to do homework. So during season, soccer does become a priority as well.
On the road, it's so hard to do homework, but I found the best thing I can do is email my professors and be in contact with them constantly.
It can be a difficult thing. You've been traveling all day, all you want to do is lay in bed and watch TV, but sometimes you just got to get up and do it and get some stuff done while on the road. Or in the airport, you know, we'd be sitting there with a delay and everyone's got their books and computers out, so you've just got to make it work.
It's harder because usually you're just tired being either on the road all day or practicing and then matches, and it's like definitely hard to push yourself at the evening when it's already late, you're tired, and to do homework, but that's what we have to do.
It definitely is difficult just from traveling and being tired, and then also wanting to be prepared for your games or your competition that's coming up next. I always tried to do homework on the plane ride. There's nothing else distracting you basically, except it was always hard to get Wi-Fi, especially if you needed to be on the internet. And then just being in the hotel, I do better at night, and so when we get back to the hotel, I would try to work on homework at night if I had any, and then the next day, if that's the day that the game is, I usually don't do any homework because I figure that I need to let my mind rest.
When I'm traveling on a meet, I want to focus on performing. So trying to do homework when I'm like the night before when I have a race in the morning is difficult because I'm thinking about the race.
I think there's a lot of student athletes actually that are this way, but I almost find it easier to get my work done before we go on a trip. Student athletes, we have school and we have our sport, and we don't really have time for a social life. So I think when we're on trips like that, yes, they're business trips, but at the same time, that's where you get your social life too a little bit. I don't care who you are, you go on a trip, it's very hard to get your schoolwork done.
It's actually really nice because we have a pretty studious team, and it's easier to get yourself to do homework when your roommate in the hotel is doing her homework and like all your other teammates are in the lobby doing homework. I think it's just easier to fall into that as well.
The professors here and the staff at the university were always gracious and helpful. If I ever had a problem, be like, hey, I need some extra time to turn this in, or I'm gonna be gone this weekend and I'm not gonna be able to take your test on Friday or something like that. they would always be accommodating. Almost never did I have to turn anything ahead of time. They would always say, no, that's okay, just turn it in when you're back. Or you can take that test when you come back.
They always tell me if I need, I can come to their office hours or even schedule an appointment.
You just have to be willing to take that first step, to go introduce yourself, and they're pretty flexible with everything.
Yeah, for the most part, they're really flexible. Obviously, you have that one here or there who gives you problems, but like I've gone in and I've gotten to know all my professors.
I can't think of a time that I've been treated differently by a professor. Definitely you get the students who just think you're just an athlete and you don't really care about school, but I've never been treated differently that I've seen by a professor.
I'm the only athlete in my class of 46 students, so I'm sort of the jock, I guess, of my class, but I wouldn't say that my classmates treat me any differently. A lot of them have respect and admiration for me for being able to do athletics and go through nursing school.
Athletes are very valued here, just kind of when you're a non-revenue, it's not as exciting versus a revenue sport.
I didn't have any problems with either my classmates or professors about that I'm an athlete.
So I'm going to get a little into gender. I think that in classes, when you're a woman, like a female student athlete, your professors almost expect more out of you than they do the male student athletes.
I do definitely see that in the classroom. I think there's a stereotype about like football players and male athletes in general about how hard their work ethic and how hard they're working and things like that. And while that's not true necessarily, I think female athletes everywhere are kind of held to a higher standard.
I meet with my academic coordinator probably once a week, and if I'm struggling in anything, she'll set me up with a tutor in that specific class. And it's not like I can just have one a week. I can have as many as I want for a week. So definitely if I'm struggling, I take advantage of that.
They are helpful, especially me when I came here 5 years ago and English wasn't my first language. I was struggling with it. Definitely tutors, mentors, and the academic advisors, they helped me a lot to pick some classes that I need that will work for me well, and so as tutors to help me study or like catch up with homeworks or explain me, that definitely helped.
I have had a tutor, I think, every semester since my freshman fall, and I can say it's definitely helped. I think it's really good to just kind of admit to yourself that you do need the help, and knowing that that person is probably smarter than you in that area and knows more and can explain things maybe in a different way than your professor might. It's definitely helped me every semester.
Yeah, this whole year I've been asked, what are you going to do next? And I've been asked if I was going to go overseas to play basketball, if I'm going to go in the WNBA draft. And I just have accepted that this is the end of the road for me with basketball, and I know that everything's going to come to a close, and so I'm looking forward to using my major, something that I went to school for 4 years.
I'm sure that when that day comes, it'll be a sad day. And I haven't even really thought about that yet. I would love to play as long as I can, but I know that day is going to come eventually.
It's really bittersweet, actually. This is my last spring as a Cowgirl, so just the memories that I've made as a volleyball player, and just knowing that those are some memories that I'm never gonna, like, I'll always remember, but I'll never be able to make memories like that again. And so it's definitely sad, but I am really excited to start the next step in my life and move on and see where it takes me.